I'm coming.
It looks like we've got one
Oh,
more.
hey,
on.
Helen. I didn't
Hey,
see
hold
you
on.
there.
I'm eating dinner, and so I was trying to hide myself, but let
Oh,
me undo that. So
smart move. Smart
thanks.
move. Hey,
Okay,
Helen.
and Matt's with me. You should come. So
Yeah.
how are you doing?
Good, good. So are you guys in St. Louis then? Hey,
We're in
Matt.
St. Louis.
Hey.
Yeah. Okay. So
Why
yeah.
you? Where are you?
I moved up to Dayton, so I did cardiology fellowship in Dayton, and then I just got stuck up there. So I'm at it's called Kettering Health Network, and
Yeah.
yeah, so just
nice.
hanging around. My wife's from Centerville, and so we ended up in Centerville. So that's where we are now.
Well, that's great.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
how we got stuck in St. Louis.
Uh-huh.
We
Yeah,
don't have any family here, though. We just got stuck.
so Matt, I thought your family was from St. Louis. No?
No, they grew up in well, I grew up in Columbus.
Okay.
And then before I started medical school, they moved to Michigan.
Oh, okay, okay. I was mistaken then. Did you do radiology at St. Louis? Okay.
Yeah, and I did, and then I did a neuroradiology fellowship too.
Oh, cool, cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, good. Yeah, and Helen, you're pediatric, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, cool. So, well, yeah, well, good to see you guys together. So, yeah, I was thinking back when they said Helen, I thought, I think I went to residency with Helen, and then I realized, wait a minute, I think she married Matt.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
because it says Helen Parsons, I think, on my thing. So I didn't. Yeah. I mean, I really
yeah.
just logged. We didn't do the wine part. I just logged in. I got home from work like 3 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it doesn't really work for the central time zone too well. So yeah.
You were thinking about Big Helen.
Yeah, well, that was a question too. When I saw Helen, I was like, which Helen was that? Is that Big Helen or Little
I
Helen?
was hoping that that the other Helen was going to join us, but no such luck. Oh well.
So, all right.
We went to the last reunion at, what was it, 15? We went to
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, we did. We did 15. Yeah.
I think we went. I think we were out of town. I don't know what we did. I think we were out of town for that one or something, or someone got sick. And no, I think someone got sick. I don't remember. We've got two kids now, 9 and 11. So they would have been, I guess, what, 6 and 4 at that time or something like that. And maybe one of them got sick. I don't even remember. But yeah, I didn't make it to the 15. I haven't made it to any reunions. This is the first one I've been to, and I was planning to go last year, and then they canceled it. I was like, well,
No.
yeah. And I'm up in Dayton. I'm not that far away, so I don't really have a great excuse. So
Well, I know that was what was weird because we drove all the way in. We had to take a day off from work and everything to get there in time, and then there are all these people in Cincinnati who didn't even go. But
exactly, like, dude, you work in Cincinnati. Come on.
Yeah,
So,
just drive down the street. It's not that big of a deal.
yeah.
exactly. So, all right. So, Stephanie, you got some.
Well, hi, everybody.
Hi. Oh, yeah, hi there.
So glad you guys could make it. And I don't want to keep you guys from catching up, but we do have some fun trivia for you guys to start out with. And then as soon as we're done with that, I can mute myself and turn off my camera, and you guys can continue chatting and catching up. Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah, it's good.
All right, great. Let me go ahead and pull this up for you all.
No.
You guys don't care if I eat. It's just since it's the 4 of us.
Oh, please do. Please do. All right, welcome guys. And we are so sad that COVID got in the way of everybody getting together last year, but we're so excited to have today to catch up, and hope you guys can hopefully join us in November at the rescheduled gathering. So we just got a little bit of trivia for you guys. Hopefully it'll kind of jog your memories and bring up some fun times for you all. So here we go. This is Name Your Classmates. Feel free to shout out.
I don't know, who's the first one?
I don't know who the first one is.
We've got
Yeah, I was gonna say
Amy.
Amy. Yeah,
Okay.
And Dave.
Mhm.
that would be me.
I thought Chris would be on this
Chris,
call. but-
yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, he couldn't make it. He wanted to be here, but was not able to. He had a conflict.
And then Helen. And I crashed the party.
All right, moving on. Now, for those of you in the audience, can you recall which year this photo was taken?
I would say 2010.
Ding, ding,
Ah.
ding. Well done.
Nice.
Now, this should be an easy one. Who was the College of Medicine Dean in the year 2000?
Iva Dean.
Ivadine Lair.
Honorary.
I think I recognized the picture.
There you go, Dean John Hutton. And this one will be a little bit fun.
So 2000.
Hmm.
Wow.
No.
I have no idea.
We were all completely exhausted. Probably not.
Right? Radio
Mm.
was not top of mind. during those
Bought by
ones.
Hanson. I don't know.
Nice guess. That's a good one.
Can we have a hand? Oh,
We
Really?
have,
I got that.
let's see if it'll play for us.
Way I know my heart is waking up
To take you back.
as all the walls come tumbling down.
All right. And
I haven't heard that song in forever.
Right?
Yeah. Wow.
That's a good one. It's a good one. And a little plug, starting tomorrow, and they'll be giving you guys a little more information about this once everybody reconvenes, but there's a really fun reunion website that's going to go live tomorrow morning. And part of the page is each class has their own separate page, and it gives you some fun information and a little playlist of the top, I believe it's 5 songs from the year of your graduation. So definitely go and check that out. That'll be fun. And finally, when you were really hungry or just needed someone to talk to, where did you go?
The roses.
Iva Dean.
Ivadine.
That is correct. The honorary dean for all time. All right, and that's the trivia that we have for you guys. I hope you enjoy. I will go ahead and stop sharing the screen now.
Cool.
And yeah, I will go ahead and silence myself. You guys have fun catching up, and I'll be around. So if you need anything, feel free to give me a shout. And if you need to hop off early, that's fine. Otherwise, the whole group will be reconvening there will be a notification at 15 minutes until the reconvening, and then at 5 minutes. So you guys enjoy.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks
Thank
again
you.
for joining.
Thanks. So, yeah. So have you guys been in St. Louis then, I guess, since residency?
I've been here since 2001.
2001. Okay. All right.
And Helen came in 2003.
Okay.
So I was in Cincinnati for residency.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Did you do, let's see, you did UC, you did children's, is that right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And then I did my first year at Christ.
Yep. I remember, dude, I still quote you, man. Every time I go to the ICU, I said, there was this one resident we had who did 5 ICU months voluntarily as a transitional student. And we would go away, and when he was on call at night, we would come back to the ICU and half the patients would be DNR. And I remember the conversation that you would have with these patients. It would be something like, well, we know he's had a really good 22 years, but
And that's why he became a radiologist. That's what I always say. Like, my mom's like that too. Like, if anything ever happens to me, like, I'm gonna be like, you know, DNR in about 24 hours. Like, someone's gonna come to my rescue.
Guys, from my sub-I UC, just seeing, I was in the ICU, just seeing this one lady suffer. I still remember her name, Mrs. Abernathy.
wow.
And the family like kept her alive for her social security check.
Yeah.
That made a total impression for me.
Yeah.
And I remember who I took those months from, a lot of those months from. It
Who was
like
that?
one person. What was her name? I'm trying.
Miranda, Matilda. She had brown hair,
Brown hair.
kind of like shoulder length.
I'm trying to remember her.
Hmm.
I remember her face, but
I think I know who you're talking about. Was she a categorical? Because I think she dropped out or quit or something. Is that who I'm thinking of?
yeah, I think that's her. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And I think she went on to do psychiatry or something later. I think. So yeah, but I still quote you, man. So
I
Had a good 22 years.
I remember one night I almost cleared out the entire census when the power went out.
oh gosh.
The other
bad because the generator didn't kick in for a while, and the nurses are around like, "What am I gonna do? I'm gonna single-handedly clear out the census."
Like, I got this. We're good people. It's okay.
The other special thing he would do, he would keep his code pager on at all times, even in his apartment. So you'd be there and it's like midnight and all of a sudden the code pager goes off and I'd be like, I do not need to know there's a code at Christ.
Dude, that's oh gosh, that was one of the first things I learned was eventually I actually started just turning off my pager, for work. I would leave it on and I'd be like, I don't need this thing on. I just start shutting it off eventually. And now, unfortunately, they've hooked our pagers into our phones. And so you can't turn it off anymore. But I would just turn it off and they're like, dude, I tried to page you last night. I'm like, yeah, I wasn't on call. That was my partner. Like, you should have been calling him, not me. So I was asleep or doing something. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I still have a pager for work, but I use the app on my phone. It's
yeah.
basically the only people that use pagers now are drug dealers and spies.
I have to say it felt so liberating because at one point I had my own phone, a work phone, and a pager and like another pager. I don't even remember what they were. So it was like I had a utility belt of stuff, and it was like so liberating one day when it was like they unified it on an app, and I was like, I can turn this in. I don't need this other phone. This is fantastic. And then I realized, oh, but I can't shut this damn thing off. So there's that.
I remember I was on call once at Christ, and I actually dropped my pager in the urinal and broke it.
So then what happened?
Well, I had to finagle. I had to find a way to like get an alternate pager. It was a little bit of a hassle.
I can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Actually after Christ, one of the things that kind of startled me, it was remember how they did the codes overhead and had that ding ding ding, and they'd show the picture was up on the cameras or whatever, they'd show the screens. It would say like 111, I think, and then it would show the room number and we'd all run to the room. I was at Home Depot, like shortly after residency, I was in Home Depot and they had the exact same tone as their call tone. So like it tones and I like start perspiring. It was like a Pavlovian response. Oh gosh. Eventually I got deep.
Code blue and plumbing.
Yes, plumbing supply. So yeah. Cool. So you guys, so travels, kids?
Yeah, so we have two. We have a freshman in high school, our son, and then we have a
Sixth grader.
sixth grader.
Cool, cool.
And then they're on spring break this week, but we're both working, but they have spring break next week too.
They have 2 weeks off, so
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Nice. Now, have they been in person, homes, or what's that?
So our daughter has been to school every day, and our son is every other day.
But I think he's gonna
Okay.
be able to go back every day in April.
What about you?
Yeah, sixth grade and fourth grade, and they started the district remote for like, I don't know, a quarter and a half, and then they went back in school. And then around Christmas break, they went back virtual again, and then eventually, I think late January, they all went back in school again. So they've been in school kind of off and on, I guess, throughout. And we've been fortunate. We have a cousin who had COVID, and she was young. I mean, she's younger, and so she lost her taste for a while. But otherwise, we've been pretty fortunate. Parents have been okay, that sort of thing. So yeah.
Yeah, I'll be
Mm.
glad when this is all settled down. What a year.
Yeah. Actually, my wife just signed up to get a vaccine. She only qualifies based on age, and finally in Ohio, they've opened it up to almost everyone now. So she'll get vaccinated next week. So yeah.
Looks like we just got a text from her brother.
I know my brother was the last sibling, so my brother just got his. So he got it at Harris Teeter in Hilton Head. He
Oh,
was
nice.
passing through there on spring break, and he's like, "I'm just gonna give them a call," and they had it, so we went and got it. So
how's he gonna get his?
his second one because he won't be there. Like a month from now. But worst case scenario, I guess he'll just drive back down and get it. He lives in Washington D.C., and so they've kind of prioritized the at-risk populations there for him. So
Yeah.
Matt and I are actually in the Pfizer the clinical trial. So that's how we got ours.
Oh, nice.
So
Nice.
he talked me into it, but it was a good decision, I think.
Well, we initially got the placebo.
Like back in
Ah.
August and September, but it didn't hurt at all. So we suspected we had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they asked us if we wanted to go unblinded in December.
So like the week it got approved for general use, we got an email, and so they said if you want to switch arms of the study, you can get unblinded and switch. So we had it like 2 days later. It's good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And we got like $700.
I know we get $125 every time we go, but they do a lot of stuff. Like we have to have the nasal swab, the blood draw, like the whole exam. I think I deserve compensation for the nasal swab.
The brain biopsy, yeah, that you should get compensated. Yeah.
But no, we got paid to get the shot, so that was good too. So
Yeah,
pretty good.
The nasal swab wasn't that
I
bad.
think that was the worst part.
I don't like the blood draws.
The blood was okay.
Yeah, I had one COVID test, and it was like sticking this thing on my nose, like, keep going, keep going, keep going. You got a long way to go, keep going. And I'm
Are you
like,
gonna do it to yourself?
God, yeah, that's what they did. Is they give us the swab, and it's like, I don't know, it's like this long. And you
Yeah.
got to put it like all the way in. I'm like, the back of my head hurts. Like, come on. It was pretty. I don't know. It was not comfortable. So yeah.
I saw an MRI where someone didn't insert the swab properly and perforated their cribriform plate.
Oh.
So it went right into their frontal lobe. So they essentially did a lobotomy.
It's horrible. And that person has had a good 34 years.
After the frontal abscesses.
Oh, it's terrible.
Oh, too funny. Yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking as I'm jamming this thing back. And then, when I withdraw it, I make like my nose starts running like this clear snot. And I'm like, I wonder if this is CSF. I mean, did I perforate something? I mean, it doesn't hurt that much, but you just kind of wonder those things anyway, yeah, that's impressive. Pierce the cribriform plate.
What a smell.
Oh my
What
God.
was the person?
I don't remember. Yeah. I've seen all sorts of interesting things and interesting spots.
I can imagine. Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing when we start doing, as we start, in cardiology, we're doing all these weird procedures now. And I mean, I'm sure in St. Louis, they're doing even more than what we're doing. But, I mean, we're doing like the structural heart stuff, like the MitraClips, the Watchman, the TAVRs, those types of things. And, of course, as you do more of those, you see more and more complications of them. And I think one of the best was that we had a Watchman put in the right atrial appendage. Somehow. I think that they were using intracardiac ultrasound instead of TE guidance, and they got confused. So they ended up sticking it in the right atrial appendage. So we reassured the patient that they will never have a pulmonary embolism from a clot in their right atrial appendage, because that would, of course, go to the lung. So they'll never have that. And by the way, we should probably put one in the left atrial appendage too, just in case.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. That's
So how's COVID affected your practice?
Initially it was, I mean, I think like everywhere, they sort of locked down everything. So our hospital census went down by at least 50%, at least. And then our office more or less shut down. So we were only seeing like a few people a day. And, but then after a few weeks of that, it took, I don't know, maybe it took 3 or 4 months. Then we were back up to normal. Now we're probably at normal or beyond normal as far as volumes go. But our hospital system and the infinite wisdom, they laid off, furloughed a ton of people in the interim. And I'm not sure how many of them they've really brought back, because I think they kind of figured out they could get rid of people and not bring them back and still operate something. But I don't know, our system did great last year. They made money last year after everything. And I'm like, how do you guys do that? Like, I mean, this was like a bad year. Volumes were down, and I know you got money from the government, but they made money, and I don't know how they do that. So, but I'd say we're back to almost pretty much pre-pandemic levels as far as like office goes now, and hospital volumes. We're packed. Procedures are packed in the hospital now. So,
Probably
you
made up
guys,
for last time a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like we're busier than ever. We were, well, we always wanted to have that capability to work remotely.
mhm.
It said never happened. It would be years away. And within like 2 weeks of everything like hitting the fan, we got home workstations. So
Nice.
I do a lot of my work from home now. But it was slow basically mid-March through maybe like mid-April. And then it just kind of ramped back up, and it's never really slowed back down. We had an issue here in the fall. I thought we were going to lose our residents because our census was so high. We were only 10 patients away from them like pulling our radiology residents to help the medicine residents.
Oh, wow.
And they were wanting us to take like training on how to see patients, like radiologists how to see patients. So I would have been having that discussion.
Go back to the ICU. And then they would quickly say,
Why is half of our hospital DNR CC now? What happened? Maybe pulling radiologists wasn't the best of ideas.
radiologists and pathologists.
I was just gonna go around with a sickle and a black robe and
I don't know. Well, for me, it was not very busy for most of the spring, and then unfortunately, my like totally unrelated to all this, we have this crazy office manager who has basically in a year and a half destroyed the practice. So 3 out of 5 doctors are leaving. So I'm in the middle of that. That's why I was so late, because I'm trying to get a new job. So
Oh,
it's a mess. But I mean, I think it's unrelated to COVID. It's just bad care. Like the worst thing lately is one of the other doctors, she's gone into her patient's charts and randomly discontinued medicines and then gotten out. So people
oh,
call for the refills and the medicines aren't there.
oh, wow.
I mean, and then we sent a message about this 2 weeks ago and nothing's been done. So I don't know. It's just really.
there were narcotics too. So it's
Yeah,
kinda
some
strange.
narcotics. I don't know. The whole thing is. So there are multiple problems there. So I think which are unrelated to COVID. But anyway, hopefully starting a new job in the next couple months. So.
Yeah, yeah. Now, are you are you employed then by a hospital system, or are you?
by a
Yeah.
big system, so
Okay.
yeah. And it's like, but unfortunately what's happened, like it was pretty physician led initially, and it after like 16 years, it's just not, like it's all dictated by administrators. So it's time to move anyway. But poor Matt's had to listen to this. That's why he's like, don't talk about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, looking back, I kind of see, because I mean, since fellowship, I went into private practice. I went into a private practice group, and we did that for about 5 years. And then we sold out to the hospital, and the hospital was basically buying up all of the local groups. And so now there's only two groups in town. There are two hospital systems, and almost all cardiologists are employed by one of the two groups. And they each have strict non-compete with each other. And so once you're in one, you're sort of there. And there's a few independent cardiologists, but not much. And initially, when we got bought up, it was like, it's going to be physician leadership. We're going to have, partners, and this is going to be great. We're going to do all this stuff. And then administration has churned and turned over, and it's the same docs. We're pretty much all still there, but the administration has turned over several times. And so now it's just like, we don't have that much input anymore, really. I mean, we have titles, and we have names, and we have councils, and we have this and we have that, but as far as power goes and guidance and any say in anything, it seems pretty minuscule, unfortunately. So it's been a little bit demoralizing just from that standpoint, because we thought it was going to be something different than what it ended up being now. And it seems like every year we're renegotiating our contracts. It's I don't know, it's frustrating.
Yeah, we're already thinking about our escape plan.
Yeah.
Getting out of medicine as
I
quickly
know.
as possible.
Well, I know. Well, initially because I had to give him 120 days notice, which I will never have to do that again. That was too long of a range. But getting a new job in the middle of a pandemic has its own set of challenges. And so I told the kids I was going to be a plant biologist at the Missouri Botanical Garden. And they're like, what? That sounds like you can't take care of humans, and now you just have to take care of plants. So, oh well.
I could show them the basil you're trying to take care of.
Oh, I threw that away. Oh well. Oh well. No, I think things are going to be okay. It's just a process. But
yeah, it's weird. Yeah, I don't know if you remember my wife Shelly. So she works for Procter and Gamble, and she's been with Procter and Gamble, I think, since residency and late medical school, I think. But they went all remote. Like, it was just about a year ago or a year and a week ago, and they've been remote ever since. So she's been able to work remotely, which has been nice in some ways. In some ways, it's not, because she says, well, at least you have your normal day, and she has her Zoom days, but at least she's been able to continue to do that. So that's, I don't know. The pandemic is weird, but I keep asking her what's the plan for Procter and Gamble, and it seems like the plan is in 3 months they're going to be back in the office, and then in 3 months they're going to be back in the office.
Yeah.
In 3 months they're going to be back in the office, and I think the current plan is in 3 months they're going to be back in the office again. So we'll see. I don't know.
that probably saves a lot of driving for her, though. Does she drive all the way to Cincinnati?
Yeah, she used to work at Ivorydale, which is the place near, if you remember where all the train tracks were on 75, the Ivorydale plant. She used to work there, but now she works up in Mason. And so it's a little bit less of a commute, but it's still, we live in South. It's, I don't know, it's like 40-45 minutes, something like that. It's not terrible, but yeah, I mean, being able to work from home does save a good bit of commute, which is nice.
Hour and a half a day. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like for me, like I'm reading out the ED this week, so we have to get there. Our day starts at 6. Before, I'd have to wake up early, take my shower, get ready, and now I can just roll down to the basement.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And at 5:55, start
You're in Zoom formal wear, right?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah. I did some telehealth, and telehealth was kind of I don't know. Helen, did you do much telehealth with kids?
Just for like depression and anxiety, but I can't do it for checkups because of vaccines. And if someone's sick, I just feel like in good conscience, you should act, especially for a child, it's better to check them. So mostly like depression, anxiety, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I was able to do this. I don't know. I would say it was hit and miss with me. I think my pride and joy was I diagnosed a guy with cholecystitis over telehealth.
Wow, that's pretty good.
So I'm like, go me. And other things were like, I'd see him on telehealth, and then 2 days later they'd be in the ER and admitted. So it was like, well, that probably didn't work out so well.
No. Yeah.
But, yeah, we
Hard, you know, like I've like have these call partners who would be like diagnosing otitis telehealth, and I'm like, how did you visualize that you're, you know, like
it hurts right here. So
yeah.
yeah.
Did you see that meme? It was like a gynecologist visit in 2020.
No.
No.
Yeah, I can't describe it, but it was funny.
I'm gonna Google that now. I think I'm gonna have to see what that is. So yeah, yeah. My my PAs have gotten me into TikTok, and there's a I don't know. I think he's a GI fellow, but he does these medical TikToks that are just making fun of residency and other things, and so they've kind of gotten me addicted to that. And I don't know. Have you guys been on TikTok? It's very their formula is better than YouTube. I mean, it just sends you these videos. As soon as it figures out what rabbit hole you like, it just sends you straight down there. So,
We've had to like limit our daughter's
Daughter, yeah.
time. She has like a 2-hour limit.
Yeah.
Something.
yeah, it's like the new crack cocaine. I mean, seriously, it's like you take a hit and you're like, oh, that's funny. Oh, that's funny. And then all of a sudden it's like, boom, fire hose of exactly what you like right in your phone. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a lot of Chinese working on it.
Oh, they figured out the algorithm. So
Yeah.
yeah, cool. So yeah. Well, I don't know. So I guess, well, Helen, I hope you find a new job. That's got to be nerve-wracking, I would think. Yeah, because with
No, it really is, especially for Matt. But no, I finally today I think I have 4 interviews with the same group in the next like week and a half. So I think that's actually gonna probably work out okay. And it's oh, I know our dog is vying for our attention. She's
oh
not
yeah.
terrible, though.
Now you used to have a Cavalier Charles Spaniel, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
and you
came to one
still
of our
do.
interviews, so we have another one. We have another 2
Nice.
actually is what happened, but because one of them came to our first reunion because I drove in, I had to work all day, and then you didn't go to that one. I don't think it was at Kathy Marrera's condo.
Yeah.
And I brought Bowie, and she was like a brand new little puppy.
Yeah.
And then I think she had an accident on our really nice floor. Did you witness that too? That's why you remember. Oh, yeah.
This is our second.
Our second one.
Uh-huh.
So second round. We went
Yeah.
to get one new one when the first one died, and then we got 2. But anyway.
Yeah, we had a Cocker Spaniel, and had him do through medical school and residency, and so he died once our first our son Grant, when he was born, our dog died. So we went 10 years, and then about a year ago, when my wife said everything's gonna be locked down, we got to get a dog, and I'm like, what? And so she went out and she got another Cocker Spaniel. So
Oh, that's good.
yeah, so the kids at least have a dog that they can ignore now. So it's kind of sad. They were excited to get the dog, and then that lasted for about 2 days, and now the dog is just neglected. So
Well, that's why we got like 2.
2 of them, they entertain each other. It was actually, well, Matt talked me into this. I really only was planning for 1 new dog, and then our other dog she's snoring in the background. But no, they've been good. It's been better because our first one I think ended up being like a little neurotic because she was always worried about where everyone was going. But since these 2 have each other, you should get another dog.
Oh. Yeah, I guess getting another dog would be kind of, because it kind of falls on me, because like I get up early in the morning, I walk the dog, and I do that kind of stuff. But I guess incrementally, I could walk 2 dogs just as easily as 1 dog, right? And like when you're
It's
pouring the
not-
food,
It's not twice as much work. I would say it's like 1.1 times as much work.
yeah.
The only tricky part is if one has an accident, and it's unwitnessed, then you don't know who to blame. So it's
But the expenses are times 2.
That's true. Like the vet and then
Yeah.
if we go out of town or
The
something.
kennel and
like
things
that.
like that. Are you guys
Green.
doing anything for spring break?
We were going to go to Florida, but we canceled. And right now we have no travel plans, but we're hoping that, I think the next travel we're hoping for really is going to be next winter. My kids ski and ice ski, and we're hoping to go up to Colorado in January for skiing. There's a cardiology conference they just happen to have at a ski resort. So we're going to try and hit that next year, but that's our next travel that we're sort of aspiring to right now. So you guys?
We're gonna go to the Greenbrier. So
West Virginia.
yeah. So we're leaving Saturday. We're gonna stop by Cincinnati.
Pick up my mom, and then we're all gonna drive on to West Virginia.
It's gonna be like vacation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna strap her mom to the roof of the car.
Depending on how much luggage she has, that may actually be a reality. But
Yeah. So, now, have you been to the Greenbrier before then?
Yeah.
yeah, so I went to summer camp near there, and then Matt's family has a cabin that's not too far. So and it's drivable, and we're gonna be in our own like building, kind of like a cabin thing. So
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I grew up in West Virginia, so my dad and my mom, my dad worked in the oil and gas industry, and one of the perks was that I think they had their annual meeting. I think it was every year they had it at the Greenbrier. So he and my mom would truck off to the Greenbrier for a weekend or whatever it was down there. And every once in a while, they'd be able to bring the kids. We could walk into like the entrance room, the entrance building or something. And because I think I kind of remember the pool. I don't know if it's still there. It was like an indoor pool.
yeah,
It
they
was
still have that.
big. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was huge. Yeah, it was impressive as a child. I don't remember, but yeah, that's neat. So
it's like something for everyone. Our daughter likes to swim. Matt likes to do his trout fishing, and they have some good hikes. And then my son plays tennis. They have some indoor courts and outdoors. So I think something for everybody to do and change the scenery, and we don't have to fly. So
yeah. Well, that's awesome. Yeah, we my kids are disappointed. We a couple of years ago we went to a ranch out in Colorado and rode horses and did all that kind of stuff. I mean, I guess it's similar to what you're describing, but just a different location, I guess. But there's no internet. Well, there is internet, but there's no TV, there's no movies, there's no nothing. But it's just horses and hiking and that kind of stuff. And we were going to go this year, but no, that's not going to happen either. So it's just like, what are we going to do? But hopefully get back to doing something. We're trying to figure out what to do for spring break. Their spring break's in 2 weeks, and we're going to try and make some sort of a staycation type theme thing. But I don't know what we're going to do exactly. We'll see.
It's hard. I mean, even having like with both having the shots, but our kids haven't, so it's just hard. Still doing a whole lot.
Yeah, and our kids are getting frustrated, but I think they still kind of get it. We actually. One of the tragedies of COVID, we had one of the cardiologists locally in the other system. He got COVID back in March of last year, like really early on, and he ended up dying in September from basically he was so Matt, you should have talked to his family like back in March, unfortunately. But yeah, it was like awful. Like he was on a ventilator and on ECMO, and just it was awful. He was at the Cleveland Clinic forever, and then eventually he just died in September. But it's one of my partners was really good friends with him, so it was kind of sad. So my kids, and I tell my kids about that too. I'm like, I had a partner or had a colleague who kind of died from it, so at least they sort of understand the rationale of this. But it's still sad for kids.
Yeah.
Our kids have been fine. I think our daughter misses like the in-person play dates.
Like all the social stuff, but she's been really lucky, and they've been back. They were out, of course, last spring, but in August they've been back like regular school the whole time. It's really really lucky.
Yeah, and our son just doesn't care.
He's fine. He's enjoying his peace and quiet.
And I'm sorry, how old's your son?
9th grade. He's 14.
9th grade. Okay, yeah.
Probably would like to continue like this, but then he might get stranger.
Well, he says he likes it because he can just like knock out all his homework and then he gets the rest of the day free. So it's kind of like getting the notes program in medical school,
Mhm.
and then like, pounding through that in the morning and then having your nights and afternoons free.
So that works in theory, except my kids do it the other way around, where they do the fun stuff for a long time, and then at the very last minute they say, "Oh, I think this is due today," and I got to catch the bus in like 5 minutes.
It's more like our second one.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh wow. Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, it's good.
In November, there's going to be an in-person. Is that what she was saying? Like there's going to be an in-person reunion in November?
Let's see. Yeah, what was that? I think she's still on here. Stephanie, if you're still on here, what was that in November?
Yes, so I think they're going to talk about it, and I'm helping out with the College of Medicine team. I actually work on behalf of UC Health, so I don't have all of the details, but I can get them for you. But I believe the plan is to have another kind of larger reunion in November, the weekend of November 4th, 5th, and 6th, I believe are the dates. But don't quote me on that, but we will be sharing details as soon as they're ready and available. And we want to make sure that everybody gets the chance to come back and visit. And while these virtual opportunities are great, it definitely doesn't replace being in person. So we wanted to be able to have that opportunity for everyone.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right.
Awesome.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks for hosting this. I've got to go because my kids are gonna. I've barely seen them today, unfortunately, and they're kind of getting ready for bed. So I'm gonna have to break off here, I'm
Oh,
afraid.
that's great.
Good to
Really
see
nice
you.
to see you,
Yeah.
and glad we
Yeah.
could do this. So.
Yeah, Helen, Matt, good to see you. So
Oh,
yeah,
you
good to
too.
catch up. So
Yeah.
Matt, I will
Thanks for
continue to quote
joining.
you. So.
That's good to know.
So this is how you achieve immortality, is I keep telling your story. So, so well done. Well done. All right.
Oh, well, thank you. Good to see
Have a
you.
good night.
We're
Good to
gonna
see
log
you
off.
too. All right.
All right.
See ya.
All right. Thanks for
Bye.
joining you all.
Oh, thank
Thanks,
you.
Stephanie. All right. I'm gonna
Have a
break
great
off.
day.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.